Okay. Welcome to Van's Corner, the place where we grow a little, think a little, and keep moving forward. Let's get started. Okay, so this is the first episode. This is crazy. First episode. Wow, this took a lot. This took me a while to start this. It took a lot of confidence to click record. I was sitting here and just looking like, do I even want to start it? And you know what? We did it. So let's do it. So this is the first episode. This is like the pilot episode. You know, whenever you think of TV shows, and you always got to have the episode that starts to introduce the characters, the setting, all of it. Setting may change though. We never know. We may never know, right? But yeah. So I really just want to introduce myself. My name is Van Thomas. Yeah, my name is Van Thomas, man. I'm a pretty cool guy, I would say, if you ask some people. But I don't want to say too much about myself to the point you're like, oh, now I know where he lives. Now I know his car. Now I know his mama. Now I know his dad. You're like, whoa, brother, why you know so much about me? Right, so I'm just going to just say, like, I'm Van Thomas, and I love listening to podcasts. So right there, I'll start off with my why. Why are you seeing me on this screen? Right? Why did I pick up the phone? May get a camera. We'll see how this goes. But why did I pick this up and click record? I did this because I love podcasts. I love listening to, things. I like to gain random knowledge. I was talking to my girlfriend about how you learn things that you may never need until you need it. You know what I mean? So I feel like that's kind of how podcasts are. Like, you may listen to something about how to build how to build a boat. Right now, I don't need to know how to do that, but you never know. I may be in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, dang, bro, I can build us a boat, right? So, I love listening to podcasts. I love having random knowledge about really anything. Just what's the word? It's like small talk knowledge. Whenever you can bring up something, and you're you know how to do that? Yeah. I mean, it's small talk. I love to have a little small talk knowledge. Anyways, though, so I love listening to podcasts. I've been doing it for a while now. I've been listening to various podcasts for a while. I usually listen to them every morning throughout the day, and then sometimes I wind down by listening to some. So I love listening to podcasts. 3 of my favorite podcasters are Crew Mahoney, Profound Pondering, and somebody new, some people may not know, is Valentino Ali. It's very, very good. They're very great people. They inspire me a lot. Well, I think they're great people. I don't know them, but from what I do know of them, they seem like great people, and they do inspire me a lot. And they're the reason why I'm even doing this now. You know what I mean? So yes, I listen to a lot of podcasts. So that was really my why really is that there was a time where I'm trying to find whenever you first get into podcasts, we're trying to find a podcast. You're like, bro, what is for me? You know what I mean? You listen to this person and they speak too fast, or you go to this person and something just isn't right, and you're really just trying to find that person for you. And I think for me, starting a podcast is just kind of being that person I want to hear. Sometimes I just kind of want to hear myself talking. I think a lot of the times you need to take your own advice sometimes. And I think me giving out advice could help me out, in my own life, right? So I think I'm trying to do this so there'll be another person out there for whoever is trying to get into listening to podcasts, and they find Van's Corner. And they're like, oh, I like that. I want to listen to him. You know what I mean? So I kind of just want to be that person I was looking for, because you won't always find that exact person. But I think the podcasts I have found are very good for me personally, and I hope my podcast is good for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just kind of want to be that person. So yeah, so that right there is truly my why. I'll tell you about some of my hobbies that I do. Um, I love running. I love working out. I love listening to music. I love listening to podcasts. I love hanging out with my beautiful girlfriend. I love being in the crib. Hey, you can't beat that. I love eating some good food. Hey, shout out Chick-fil-A. Shout out Chick-fil-A. There to go. Right. Um, yeah. But I love some good sleep. I'm honestly a pretty boring guy. I don't do a lot. I go to work, make some money, come back, chill, see my girl, work out, get in the bed, watch some YouTube. I mean, it's listen to a podcast. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty simple guy, pretty boring guy. I don't do too much. But yeah, so that's really me. Who is this podcast for? Oh, pause. If you see me like looking down, I do have like my notes. I'm not free. If I were to freestyle, cooked. If I were to try to freestyle, you would be like, bro is rambling. So I need structure. So I'll be writing this stuff down, kind of structures in my mind. So if you see me looking down, also a little stress ball, you know, comes in clutch. Whenever you trying to like, hey, if you have an issue with like biting your nails, stress balls work. I tried gum. I used to find a way to eat the nails with the gum in my mouth. That ain't work for me. If you have a stress ball, they work, in my opinion. But like, who is this podcast for? I would say this podcast can honestly be for anybody. I think it probably will be better for people like Gen Z people, maybe people, you know, in their late 20s. I guess they're Gen Z too. Anybody, in my opinion. I think anybody could listen to this podcast. I think I would say it's pretty family friendly. I feel like I'm gonna try my best to break it down to the best of my abilities. I'm not the absolute smartest person in the world, so too much stuff probably will not fly over your head. It should hit you right there. You know what I mean? So I ain't about to be speaking about I won't be like Andrew Huberman speaking about like neuroscience and stuff. You know what I mean? Shout out to him. Great podcast. Great guy. But yeah, I would say this podcast is honestly for anybody. Yeah, I feel like I'm a pretty relatable person, so I think you can find your way. Also, keep in mind that I'm not perfect. Whenever I speak about something, like some topics I may speak about, I'm still growing my own self. By no means am I gonna act like I'm just this perfect person who has everything figured out and has just the perfect morning routine, night routine, best habits. Not that person. So I do want to say that I'm not perfect. I'm still trying to grow also. I'm trying to grow with y'all. You know what I mean? Yeah. So yes, I'm not perfect. Also, take everything with a grain of salt. Everything I say, it might not apply to you, or it might not work for you, right? I may say like it's best to do something and you do it and it doesn't work, and now you're like, Van, what? You told me to do this. Hold on. I said it might work. This ain't no one size fits all, right? You might have to find a different route. You know what I mean? This one podcast episode may not work for you, but you go to a different podcast episode of mine, right? Or go to somebody else's, and it may work. You gotta find what is for you. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. Don't try everything. If you don't think it'll work for you, may not. You know what I mean? Or you may try and you're like, oh dang, it did work. So I would say that. So I'm not perfect, and take everything with a grain of salt. But that's it. I will have the next episode out by the time this first one drops. It is 9:46 on Sunday. I hope y'all had a great Sunday. This is basically the end of the day, so I hope y'all had a great day. I hope y'all had a impactful day. I hope y'all did something good. I hope y'all drank some water. I hope y'all read, and I hope y'all stretched. Y'all got to do those things. Those are very key to life, in my opinion. But yeah, that is the end of Van's Corner. Keep in mind that small steps can turn into big wins. I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you. Bye-bye.